Hello, sports world, and hello, sports lovers. You are now tuning in to the Real McCoy Sports Podcast on your DPN Dream Podcast Network. And I am your host, always and forever will be, doing the most, Franklin J. McCoy III, but you can call me Frankie. And this episode, we're talking about Colorado football shocks the world and beats TCU, formerly last year's runner-up. They lost the national championships last year, and they were upset. And the first thing I can think of, because I've been on that Beyonce, is Colorado. I think I'm falling in love. Oh, I think Colorado's gonna mess it up, because they gonna pull up tonight. Gonna pull up tonight. Oh, gonna pull up tonight. Gonna pull up tonight. Shador Sanders, I think you're a star. And Hunter's a star. And Horns Jr., I don't know yet. But Edwards, I don't know yet. But I think I'm falling in love. Yes, I think Colorado's messing it up, because they gonna pull up tonight. Now, let's get serious. Wow. What a game. What a game. What a game. What a game. Congratulations, Colorado. Even though it's just it's the first game of their year. Wow. I thought I was watching an NFL game. And then TCU, what a game. What a game. And I don't throw that out loosely. You guys see me on these videos, I'm talking negative about a lot of teams. But when I watch a good football game, I give credit to both teams. That was a good, great game. Even though both defenses were I thought this was a defensive team. I understand why. It was a lot of yards being around. But what a game. So first, I want to say that, and before we get started, I want to say to all of you guys watching the channel, if you can, I would appreciate if you can click the like button, like or dislike. Just click a button and let me know you watched the video. It supports the channel, pushes it forward, and I appreciate that. And I want to put out a disclaimer before I continue on. I want to say that any video, any comments I make are my personal comments, my personal feelings, my personal ideas, and no one else's. And let me also state that when I'm covering these sports, it's nothing personal. I respect all players, all coaches, no matter what color you are, no matter what race, religion, sexual preference, it doesn't matter. I love everybody. And the reason why I love it is because I thank you and appreciate you for entertaining me. When I watch a sporting event, I'm being entertained and I appreciate it. And you guys are competing at a high level. So if I do talk negatively about your sporting performance, it's not you as a person. It's just your sporting performance. And it's nothing personal. And I appreciate everybody who plays sports. I'm a sports lover, been playing all my life, coaching, so I want to get that out the way. So a lot of people watch videos, oh, he talked bad about this person. No, it's just the play. So let's get to it. What a game. The score, 45-42. Colorado Buffaloes win their first game and hand TCU their first loss of the season. But after I watched that game, TCU, you have nothing to worry about. You guys are a good football team. Well-coached football team. That was a good game. You just ran into a buzzsaw. And I'm gonna get into it. First, let's cover the game really quick. Let me get my notes out. All right, Colorado wins the game 45-42. And let's go through the breakdown. First quarter, 8 minutes and 58 seconds. Running back Dylan Edwards with the 4-yard reception. Number 3 running back, Dylan Edwards, with the 4-yard reception from Shador Sanders. And he scored, which made that 7-0. And the second quarter kicked off, and with 13 minutes and 57 seconds, TCU's Trey Sanders, running back Trey Sanders, with a 7-yard TD run. And follow that up with 9 minutes and 28 seconds, Colorado Sivion Wilkerson, running back Sivion Wilkerson with the 2-yard TD run. Jace Feely with the extra point good. which kicked that off 14-7 with 1 minute and 53 seconds in the second. TCU's Trey Sanders again with the 4-yard TD run. Griffin Kale extra point was good at that point. And with no time on the clock, and that made that 14-14. With no time on the clock, Colorado's field goal kicker, Jace Feely with the 49-yard field goal, which put Colorado up 17-14 at halftime. And as soon as he made that kick, he was out there stunting. He was out there like, yeah, I did that. You see that? Watch the tape. He was over there stunting. And if this was the Bay Area, and for all my Bay Area Linians, Bay-rillians, remember Mac Dre? He was feeling himself. And let me tell you why that's a good thing. Normally, coaches, the old school coaches, get to the sideline. You made the kick. Now get out of here and sit down and shut up. No. Field goal kickers are comparable to three-point shooters. And one thing about that, you don't want to mess up the psyche. You don't want to mess up their confidence. If they have high confidence and their psyche is intact, then you got something cooking. You got something going. You want to motivate him. And it's nice, and I appreciate it's nice to see Deion Sanders. Let him be him. Let him celebrate. Let him do a couple of linemen pull them after he did a little too much. So they had to reel him in like, come on. Yeah, you did good. Now come on. It ain't like you won the game. So that was halftime. And beginning of the game, the point spread started at -21, dropped down to -20. So they were 21-point underdogs. Let's keep this in mind. Let's also keep in mind that Colorado was the worst team in football. They suck. So let's keep that in mind. And for all those coaches that Deion doesn't know what he's doing, he's kicking all those bums out of the team. Keep that same energy because they just beat the second best team from last year. Okay, now, beginning of third quarter, 14 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock. Colorado's running back Dylan Edwards was dropped off of screen pass from Shedeur Sanders, and he went 75 yards with the shake and bake, wheeling and dealing, and had all the TCU defenders squealing. And by that point, Colorado was up 10 with 24-10. But with 13 minutes and 29 seconds, I believe, TCU's Jared Wiley with the 21-yard pass reception from Chandler Morris, which closed the deal down to 24-21 at that point. And then, again, they follow that up with 2 minutes and 32 seconds in the third. Dylan Wright, quarterback from TCU, with the 23-yard TD pass. Dylan Wright with the reception, 23-yard reception TD pass from Chandler Morris, which put TCU up 24-28 at that moment. And then with 27 seconds left on the third, Colorado's running back Dylan Edwards with a 7-yard TD run. And the fourth quarter kicked off. 10 minutes, 49 seconds, TCU's Chandler Morris faked the handoff. Everybody and their mama and their mama's mama and their mamas went for the fake. Colorado they were like, he's handing it off all game. We're going. They dove right in. Everybody, all the linebackers went for it. He pulled it in, went for a 19-yard TD run untouched. And that put TC up. That put TCU up 35-31 at that moment. But with 7 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock in the fourth, Colorado's receiver Jimmy Horn with a 26-yard TD reception pass, which put Colorado up 38-35 from Shedeur Sanders. And he was wide open in the end zone. All right. 7 minutes on the clock, TCU's Trey Sanders with a 1-yard TD run, which put TCU up 42-38. And at that moment, TCU was flying high with momentum. But with 4 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock, Colorado running back Dylan Edwards, number 3, with the 46-yard TD pass from Shedeur Sanders, which put them up 45-42 and closed the deal. And Colorado's defender made a saving tackle on the fourth down, and then Shedeur Sanders gave them the Danny Targaryen. He bent the knee and sealed their deal because the queen wanted you to bend the knee. Now, let's go over personals, all right? Personal stats, all right? We got number 2, 6'2", 215 pounds, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, quarterback for Colorado Buffaloes. He went 38 for 47. Listen to this, 38 for 47. And let me be honest, there was about four throws, at least 2 deep throws to Hunter where it went right in his hands and bounced out. And those were touchdowns. And those were long plays. So that QBR, let's finish it up. So that would have been a lot better than that. So just keep in mind, 38 out of 47, great. 510 yards. First game. School record. Wow. Four TDs. 0 interceptions. QBR of 90.6, really good. It's not like great, but it's really good. However, there were a lot of drops. And he put them right in the breadbasket. So I contribute that to first game jitters. Also, Hunter trying really hard. Number 36, running back for Colorado, Sivion Wilkerson, 5'9", 210 pounds, sophomore out of Chicago, Illinois, 13 carries, 45 yards, 1 TD. He was solid. He was pretty good. All right, now, number 3, running back for Colorado, Dylan Edwards, 5'9", 170 pounds, 6 carries, 24 yards. However, he earned his keep on the receiving end, even though he was the running back. He did a decent job running. Now, receiving, number 3, again, Dylan Edwards, running back, had 5 receptions, 135 yards, 3 TDs, longest of 75 yards that was on that screen pass. Now, the Golden Goose, number 12. They list him as a DB, but he's the DB, cornerback, and star wide receiver for the Colorado Buffaloes. 6'1", 185 pounds, 11 receptions, 119 yards, longest of 43 yards with an interception. It was actually a touchdown saving interception. And to be honest, and as we say in the neighborhood, if we're going to keep it real, he really saved the game. Because I think if they would have got that touchdown, it would have started looking ugly. Number 5, wide receiver for Colorado Buffaloes, Jimmy Horn Jr., 5'10", 170, 11 receptions, 117 yards, 1 touchdown. Xavier Weaver, 6 receptions, 118 yards. Okay, now for TCU, I'm just going to give the quarterback. Number 4, quarterback Chandler Morris, 6 feet, 190 pounds, 24 for 42, 279 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 59.6. Now let's get to the nitty gritty, because I'm Frank Biddy. Now, did I say Frank Biddy? No, I said Frank Biddy. Now, great game. Great coached game. Well-coached game from both sides. What I noticed just from watching this game, Colorado's gonna whoop on a lot of people. They're gonna whoop a lot of culos. They're gonna whoop a lot of culos, mainly because that offense is too potent. It's so potent. I had to get in touch. I was like looking for Burner. I was like, man, did you guys just come out with a new strand of cookies? Man, this is like Runts times 10. This is like Girl Scout times 1,000,000. That offense was potent. And I was like, man, this is too loud. This is too loud. This is like you're at a gated community and a new black family moves in and they want to have a barbecue. And they got a fresh JBL speaker and they're blasting. It was that loud, that offense. Wow. The only knock on Colorado, I was like, the players that you have, you can tell that Deion, that he's bringing the most out of them. He has them gritty. They're trying hard. They're finishing plays. The only deficiency I see is what he said. He said, I have to get some big boys in here. Meaning that his offensive line is small, his defensive line is small, and all the skill positions are great. but his D-line and O-line is small, even though, however, the O-line did very well protecting Shedeur, and he had a lot of time. There were a couple plays where they got through fast, and I was looking at TCU's defenders like, God damn, these guys are strong and big, and I see why he got sacked. Yeah, I see why. Nothing you could have taught them in Colorado to stop that. Those guys were big. Now, I want to give my hats out to the running back Sanders from TCU, and then the other running back who had a lot of yards. They were pounding away. They were doing their thing. But the Sanders kid from TCU, 3 touchdowns, and he was shaking. He didn't have a lot of yards, but he was shaking and baking Jimmy Darlin. Who remembers that movie, The Air Up There, with Kevin Bacon? And he went to Africa and was trying to recruit this one tall African kid to St. Joe's. And he was like, Jimmy Darlin, shake and bake. I like bringing movies into it. But, however, the running backs for TCU are really good. So I want to give them credit, and I want recognized game. I told you I am not a player hater. I'm just a player investigator. Now, the quarterback Morris from TCU, he's solid. I actually like him. I liked him last year. He did well. He played pretty good. My only thing was like I was looking at the game. I was rooting for Colorado. I'm not going to lie. I don't lie. But when Colorado came back and they took the lead and stuff, and in my head, I was like, if I'm coaching this team, I can beat Colorado. And I know how to beat them. If I had that team and we were up like that at the end of the game and I was coaching, we wouldn't have lost. And I'm going to tell you why. They could not stop the run up the middle. They could not. But for some reason, what did I tell you in previous years' videos and stuff? I said, these offensive coordinators, they have no coordinator discipline. They don't take what the defense gives them. They don't stick to what's working. Sooner or later, their pride kicks in. And their machismo kicks in. And what happened was TCU was getting shut down in the pass game. They kept throwing those crossing routes just because Colorado kept going man. If they would have went zone, they would have shut it down. But I understand why. Now, they went man, so of course they got a couple crossing routes all over the place here and there. But for the most part, they were shut down. And then TCU was like, the coordinator was like, you're not going to keep doing us like that. Not the whole game. Nah, I don't care if the run's working. I don't care. Throw that pigskin. Fire that pigskin. You remember Varsity Blues? Where he told Lance, fire that pigskin. No, the dad told Mox, fire that. And he threw it right at his nose. Now, all TCU had to do was keep running up the middle. That's all they had to do. Colorado was going to, I hate to say it, but when they play the big dogs like Alabama or I don't know about Ohio State and Clemson and all them, but they're going to have to score a lot, and they will. That defense is going to have to make plays, but you might get a coordinator that might be smart and might say, I don't care if we run every time. We're running every time. I don't know how you stop that. Colorado Colorado did, they tackle pretty well. I'm not going to say they tackle really good. There was a lot of missed tackles. But for the most part, they wrap up, they gang tackle. They're solid. They're solid on defense. I would have liked them to be a little better, Colorado's defense, but they were solid enough to pull out the victory. But TCU could have exposed that. Oh, they could have ran it and finished the game off. I'm sorry to say. But in Colorado's defense, TCU made a score, took the lead. Shedeur Sanders and the Colorado Globetrotters, that's what I call that offense. They just came back, scored again. Then TCU took the lead again. Then Shedeur and the Colorado Trotters, they scored again. They took the lead. So every time TCU answered and snatched their souls, Shedeur Sanders said, that's all right. We'll score again. And they scored again. I really love Deion Sanders' son as a quarterback. Oh, this guy, I thought I was watching an NFL game. This quarterback made all the throws he needed to make. Every time they said hike, I was like, they might bring pressure right now, but damn, is he going to make the right read? He always made the right read. He always made the right read, and his ball placement was impeccable. You don't see that. And the first thing I could think of right after halftime, before the game was over, before they even won, in my head, I told myself, I said, if I'm Shador's agent, or no, he doesn't have an agent, but I know his dad wouldn't say this, but if I'm his best friend or anybody, at halftime, I would have told him, take off your pads. Take off your pads. We're done. You're done. You're done. No, put the football down. Put the football down, Shador. You're done. You're done. You're done. We're going to the NFL right now. Right now. You're ready. You're ready. Stop. Stop playing games with these little kids. Stop. You're done. Stop. There's no more for you to learn. You can only get worse. Stop. So, my advice to you, Shador, your dad might not like this. Stop playing. Go to the NFL if it's about the money. If you just want to play and go to college and, just experience life, and yeah, keep doing that. Help your dad out. But if I was advising you, you're done. No more. Football, your college football is done. Football, it's NFL time. Go get prepared. I would take him over. I don't know how good Brock Purdy is right now, but I don't know. I won't say that because I don't want to disrespect Brock Purdy. But everybody else we have on the roster, he's better than everybody. There's a lot of NFL quarterbacks that start that he's better than, that I feel he's better than. Now, he's better than Dak Prescott. I think so. He's better. He's better than Kyler Murray. I think so. He's better than a lot of quarterbacks right now. I think so. Now, besides that, the little running back Edwards did well. As far as Edwards running the ball for Colorado, he was decent. He wasn't bad, but he wasn't great either. But he made some catches, did his thing in the receiving department. Now, as far as Hunter, as far as that Swiss Army knife, go both ways, Travis Hunter. I did this in school. I played both ways by default. I would have loved to on my own, but we did it by default. We didn't have enough players. So everybody, you remember that movie Unnecessary Roughness? They all had to go both ways with the comedian Sinbad. Then they had to go both ways. Now, Travis Hunter goes both ways. He plays corner. He plays receiver. He plays it almost every snap. He dropped the deep ball in his breadbasket for the touchdown early in the game. He was slamming his helmet. He had that. Shador placed that beautifully. Now, he came up with an interception to save the day. Now, this kid, whatever they're paying him, they're not paying him enough. And I know the college don't pay, but NIL deals, whatever deal he has, I've never seen something like this. Not in college level. Deion did it and stuff, but this kid does everything. The only knock on him, I would say, he runs good routes, he gets open and stuff. It's the hands and the closure of the hands. That's not where it needs to be yet. Everything else is, but that's not. So he needs to work on his hands a little bit, and that's where you can see where he's not a professional yet. But he's gonna get there. I have all the faith in him. Great player. Oh, Deion, you're lucky to have him. He's a great player. Outstanding young man. Great player. Travis Hunter. Remember the name. Now, TCU did their thing. They're going to be good. I like that team. They're going to be good. For everybody else they're playing, they're going to spank. The only difference is Colorado has a lot of weapons, and their quarterback is great. So I can see why they had trouble all day. And a lot of teams are going to get spanked by Colorado. This is a wake-up call. The only thing I see is the power teams like Alabama and all of them. That's where we're going to see how far they're off because they don't have the line, I don't think. They can do it, though. I think they can win it all. The only way they're going to win it all is if Travis Hunter comes up with those plays that he missed and all those other receivers comes up with those plays. Because if they do that, they are very hard to stop. So that's the only way they can win. But on defense, I see teams just running it at them with the big boys, running it. And they're going to have to figure that out. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to have to figure that out. But other than that, it's a great game. That was a great game. It's like better than some NFL games. I was like, is this a playoff game? So Deion Sanders did his thing, and he has that team looking awesome. And this year, there's no limits to this year. And we're gonna see how well they do. But you have my support, and you have my stamp. I stamped that all the way. U.S. mail certified. So, in conclusion, Colorado Buffaloes knock off TCU, and they're going to be ranked now. And I don't know where they're going to be ranked, but congratulations, you guys did well for the school from worst to almost first in one game. Now, great job. Shedeur Sanders, the greatest quarterback in college right now, I think. I don't know, that USC kid's really good. So, this is Frankie signing off. This is the Real McCoy Sports Podcast on your DPN Dream Podcast Network. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button.